Hey everyone. So, I made a video earlier and I was talking about how I was late and that Katie had attempted to hack Saltsy's Twitter. If you don't know who Saltsy is, that's Tati's attorney. Since then, things have gotten so out of hand. And I'm not exactly sure when all this stuff was said on Twitter. I was watching Charlotte's live from 3 hours ago and saw everything that was said. I went on Twitter and checked everything out. What's happening right now is very fucking serious. There's no excuse for it. I don't care who's behind it. There's a lot of speculation about whether Katie is actually involved or not, or if she was actually hacked and somebody's just trying to fuck with her and them. And so we're going to talk about that for a minute. And this won't be a very long video, but apparently there were two accounts. I'm not going to say the accounts' names. They don't deserve any amount of attention at all. But two different accounts were on Twitter, and they began threatening, saying that they were going to dox Saltsy, Emily. They sent death threats. They talked about witnesses in the case, that they threatened their lives and threatened to dox them as well. They were just, it was disgusting. There is no reason, there is no excuse, nothing. Then one of the accounts comes out and says, Katie told us to do all this. I'm a kid. Like, they're both supposed to be young children or teenagers. I don't believe that for a fucking second. But they're like, oh, Katie told us to do this in some type of, I believe it was supposed to be like a Facebook group message or something. And that, she had told them, here's my information, use this to try to get into their accounts. Also, they were making, supposedly, I have not seen them, but making dating accounts on dating sites for Emily and Saltsy, saying that Saltsy is a pervert, a predator, a pedophile, just all of these things. And then the account was like, no, Katie lied to us and got us to do this because she told us that her son was dying of cancer and we felt bad for her. And then the same account turns around and starts tweeting more shit about, things like death threats and talking about doxing people. At one point said that they had already hacked Creepshow and they were going to get hurt too. And it's just too fucking much. It's gone way too far. Way too fucking far. I'm not gonna lie. When all this started, hell yeah, I feel like we've all felt the same way. Like, Katie's finally getting hers. She's finally being held accountable for all the bullshit that she has said and done and the way she's been to people. So it was kind of entertaining. It was like, all right, it's finally happening. And when she was doing stupid shit, while we were all reaching out and saying, please listen, please shut your mouth, you're making shit worse on you. This doesn't just affect you, this affects your family as well. We were all doing that, but at the same time, when she was doing stupid shit, it was like, okay, this lawsuit's pretty entertaining. Like, I love going to Emily's channel and listening to new documents that were, filed in court. But this is just way too fucking far. Like, you don't do this to people at all. Like, Emily is just a YouTuber. She's a lawyer. She's going over reading the documents from both sides. She didn't deserve to be called out by Katie to begin with. But this whole thing? No. It's not fucking okay. Emily is a woman with a family. She has a husband and she has children. Do not fuck with her. You don't take shit from online to real life for any fucking reason. Saltsy, I'm sure, has a family and, a wife and kids. He doesn't deserve this. And the whole trying to make him out to look like a pedophile and use that against him. Are you fucking kidding me? That is the most disgusting shit I've ever seen. We're gonna set you up, make you look like this and that. Put them both on dating sites, threaten them both. Threatening witnesses. Everybody who, Katie put on there on Twitter that anybody who put anything into the declaration, would be facing charges for perjury and whatever. Look, I don't give a shit what Katie says at this point. Nobody listens to her. Nobody believes her bullshit but her. Oreo, come on now. But the accounts that are doing this shit need to be shut the fuck down. Anybody supporting any of that behavior, anything that's being said or done to Michael Saltz, Emily Baker, Creepshow Art, anyone, the witnesses in the case, this is some bullshit. This is not fucking okay. And this is the time that the community on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, any of us that are watching this shit go down need to stand up and say, no, this is not going to fucking happen today. This is not okay. We draw the line at crossing shit over to real life. Not going to fucking happen. And I'm sure that, Michael Saltz and Emily Baker, they can handle their shit. But this shouldn't happen. This should not be a thing. As far as whether or not Katie's behind it or in on it, it would not surprise me. Matter of fact, my last video, I was like, at first I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but it did look suspicious because it was her email that was used to try to get information, try to get into Michael Saltz's Twitter. And then she was saying like, oh, I'm being hacked as well. Do I believe she had a Facebook group where she would go and be like, here's my information, go do this? Yeah, I could see that happening. I don't put anything past her. But at the same time, I could equally see this just being some assholes online who wanted to start shit for both of them. Either way, it doesn't matter. I hope they figure out who the fuck is behind it. I hope they shut that shit down. And I hope that everyone in the community will say, no, this shit is not fucking okay. You don't dox people. You don't put people's families in harm's way. You don't accuse someone of being a fucking pedophile for any fucking reason. You don't take shit into real life. That is something that will never be okay. I don't care whether this is happening to someone I like and respect, or if it is happening to Katie. If any of this is being done to Katie, or to make her look bad or give her shit, it's not okay. I don't like the woman. I don't like what she says. I don't like what she does. I can't stand her at this point. However, if this shit is being done to her, it's not fucking okay. It is never, ever, ever, ever okay to dox people, to threaten people. I mean, there were actual death threats. It's fucking disgusting. It is absolutely not okay and uncalled for. And I can't imagine. I said in my last video, like, I can't imagine what it's like for Michael Saltz as an attorney to take on this case, which seems to be a pretty straightforward defamation case, and to all of a sudden have this insane shit of people trying to hack his Twitter. At that point, I had no idea that there was all these death threats and doxing threats and all of this. Like, there's no fucking sense in it. There's no reason for it. It is just not okay. So I wanted to get on here and say all this because I had covered the, what we knew to be Katie trying to get into Michael Saltz's account. But at that point, I had no idea how serious this really was and how much was going on and what was being said. So I just wanted to get on here, catch you guys up in case if some of you don't have Twitter or don't know what's going on. I still don't really know how to use Twitter. I stay behind on all the information. I know. But yeah, that's what's happening. It's not fucking okay. And I hope to God that they figure out who's behind this shit as soon as possible and shut that shit down. That will never ever be okay. On YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere. It's not fucking okay. Do not cross the lines and the boundaries of taking it into someone's real life, whether that's calling their work, whether that's talking about where they live or their family. You do not fuck with people. Period. No excuse. I'm obviously not happy. I am pissed. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to get on here and say that because, again, when I filmed earlier, I had no idea how serious things had gotten on Twitter and the things that were going on. And so that needed to be talked about. If anything else happens, I'll make another video. Come here. He's just crawling around. Say hello. Hello. Say, no, his hello to the camera. Hello. Oh, you got a hello or a goodbye. I'm not sure which. Or a put me down, crazy woman. That's what that probably meant. Hello. And Norma says hello. Hello. Alright. I love you guys. Y'all stay safe on these crazy ass interwebs. Don't get involved. If you see the things happening on the Twitter, stay out of it. I don't want to see anybody that I know on Twitter or here getting involved in any of this. Y'all stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.